guys, we're getting down like final plan stage of how we're going to attach this soft top. I think we're doing pretty good on it, but one of the obstacles were these little rear window snaps that go in the back of the tailgate. Now we're going to have to lift those up. As you see, they have an extremely short shank on them. And these are M4 by 0.7. Luckily, my little kit here did have an M4 by 0.7 tap. So I plan to use aluminum, and I didn't feel good about just threading aluminum that small and fishing these in and expecting them to hold. So I got thinking about what I could do, so I took a 5/16 bolt, center punched it. I did some quick calculations over here because I don't have the size 28 drill bit, but I did have a 9/64. So a .28 drill bit is .1405, and a 9/16 is .1406. So that is a 10,000ths different between the two. Should be within spec. So what I did, I center punched the bolts, drilled them out with my 9/64, tapped them, reinstalled the plastic washer around the shank because the threads stop early. And what I'll do then is all of them are offset slightly, which is kind of intentional because we'll be able to adjust where the bolt stops to get the tension right for the soft top. So, yeah, the bolts I chose are probably a touch long. Bolts are a lot easier to shorten than they are to lengthen. So we will address that when we need to, but I figured I'd do one here while we got the camera running. But basically what I'll be able to do now is shoulder that through with a washer even behind it. It'll make the top stick out, you know, what is that, 1/8 of an inch or so, but it won't be that big a deal. And I think for the holding power, it's going to be a lot nicer. So all I'll do is I'll put a drop of Loctite on those, run them in the bolt for final assembly, and we should be good to go. But let's come back here and I'll show you real quick, before I do this last one, what we're talking about. And so removing the snaps from the side, the screws it seized in, so I had to cut the heads off. I'll have to come in and grind these out. The other side came out cleaner. But anyway, not a big deal. But what we got here, the back hatch has 4 of these. And basically, they just fit down like that. So by putting them on the bolts, I'll be able to run my lip and install these at the proper depth and height to get that to pull tight. We have some dimensions. I will be bending some 1-inch tube tonight to do the bar. We're still debating on how we're going to attach it. It's going to use the tension of the top to hold it in. But I'm debating on going to Track Supply and buying a couple of 7/8 hitch pins and cutting them down and using them like stobs. And what I'll do is position them, and then we'll drop the basically drop the hoop over those stobs, and then when we pull the top over and pull tension, it should lock everything in. But you see here, these were threaded into there. Really, really tiny. I don't do good with tiny. So I think this is going to work pretty good. I'll be able to position this where I want it through the aluminum. Oddly enough, these are size 6/32 machine thread. Really tiny as well. I have plenty of screws and lock washers, but again, it's really delicate hardware. So I'm thinking about taking bolts again and drilling and tapping for the 6/32 and attaching all my snap heads to bolts as well. We'll see if that works or not. But anyway, that's where I'm going with this. So we'll take a break and get set up over here, and then we'll come back and film drilling and tapping one of these. Hey guys, I didn't realize we had already started. So I just got done center punching the top of this bolt head here. I got a little 5/16 bolt. Probably could have got away with 1/4, but I figured with the 5/16 I had more of a shank, so if I off drilled it a little bit and got into the side, it wouldn't be that big a deal. So got a bolt checked up this size. Got it center punched, center-ish punched, and let's see if I can drill this on camera. It's my 9/64 bit. See if I can drill this without breaking it. little bit deeper. Plenty. I got my little M4 by 7 tap. Not a big tap guy. I'm pretty patient with them. I have pretty good luck. But these little taps, you know, and I don't have a spare. So let's hope this goes good. Anyway, feels like we're gonna make it. So I'm doing a 75% drill because it is hardened steel I'm tapping into. I didn't feel like getting greedy and going for the 60% or the 50. You know, if we were doing like aluminum, we would have done it tighter. But the crazy thing is we only need about 6 threads because those are so incredibly short. Again, if they weren't short, we wouldn't be going through all this. So here we go, guys. Moment of truth. Like I said, we'll pull these apart, brake clean them, drop a drop of Loctite in there for the final assembly, and we'll be good to go. There you go. So it's kind of ugly, but what's cool about it is you can get an actual wrench on it to install it. So it's going to be pretty nice, I think. I think this might be the best course of action. Now the next step will be putting the screws in. So I'm going to try using these little bitty screws, doing the same thing on some more bolts, and I may go with 5/16 again on that, just so I have the flexibility to get the wrench in behind it. I think that's going to be the ticket. So anyway, guys, that's where we're at. That's what we're trying to do. Catch up with you. Would you look at it? I mean, just look at it. Honestly, guys, it's not coming along too bad. Build my own door jambs, window channel, rear hoop, modifying the snaps. It's all going to be done and somewhat sealed by the weekend. Pretty happy with it.